Mark Cuban isn't just a billionaire, he's a billionaire with style. From owning ghost towns and dinosaur cities to flying around the world for free and buying entire sports teams, Cuban's spending habits make even other billionaires look twice. So what are the stupidly expensive things Mark Cuban owns? Let's start with the cheapest and work our way up to the jaw-dropping stuff. Most people would dream of flying first class once in their life, but Mark Cuban, he bought a lifetime pass. For $125,000, Cuban locked in the ultimate flex, unlimited first-class flights anywhere in the world, forever on American Airlines.
What was the first sale of your company? What was the amount?
$6 million. But the first thing I did when I closed the deal and we got the checks, and I got a lifetime pass on American Airlines for me and anybody else to go anywhere we want, first class for the rest of our lives.
What's crazier, the pass also covers a companion, so anyone lucky enough to be flying with Mark, first class, no charge. But once Cuban leveled up from millionaire to billionaire, he stopped using the pass and handed it over to a friend. Why? Because when you're that rich, you don't just fly first class, you buy the whole plane. But we'll get to that. You ever want something just so your rival can't have it? That's exactly what happened when Mark Cuban bought the domain name democracy.com for $300,000. And he didn't even want to use it at first. The story? Donald Trump reportedly wanted the domain for political use, but Cuban, who's had a long-standing beef with Trump, stepped in and bought it first. This isn't the first time he's trolled Trump either. Remember when Trump offered Obama $5 million to show his birth certificate? Cuban clapped back by offering Trump $1 million if he shaved his head. Now, Cuban owns democracy on the internet, and maybe, just maybe, he'll use it if he runs for president.
Will you run for president one day?
Yes.
He's telling the truth.
Mark loves to invest in cutting-edge tech and sometimes memes. One of his favorite investments? Dogecoin. Yep, the meme coin with a Shiba Inu on it. Cuban went all in, encouraging fans to use Doge to buy Dallas Mavericks merch.
Dogecoin, 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 Dogecoin.
The team reportedly pulled in over $100,000 worth of Doge monthly. But then disaster struck. One day, all of Cuban's crypto funds mysteriously vanished. Someone on Reddit noticed his wallet drained and asked, "Did Mark Cuban just get hacked?" Turns out he clicked a phishing link, a fake site designed to steal crypto, and lost it all. Even billionaires can fall for scams. That one click cost him millions. Next up, Cuban's real-life Batmobile. It's called the Mercedes Pullman Guard, and it's essentially a luxury tank. This thing is fully bulletproof. The windows, armored, the tires, reinforced. It even has an emergency speaker system hidden in the cup holders so he can yell at people without stepping out. The Pullman Guard weighs 11,000 pounds, the equivalent of 2 full-grown elephants. But thanks to its steel armor, it can even withstand bombs. Dictators and heads of state use this ride, and Mark Cuban dropped $1.5 million on it to keep his family safe. Who buys a whole town? Mark Cuban, of course. In 2021, Cuban bought Mustang, Texas for $2 million. It's not even a real town anymore. Everyone moved out. It's basically a ghost town with nothing but a few buildings and some land. So why buy it? The previous owner, a friend of Cuban's, had cancer and needed to sell. Cuban stepped in, not just to help, but because he had big ideas.
There's a chance we might change Mustang, Texas to Dinosaur, Texas, and just having all these big, huge Jurassic Park-like dinosaurs.
One possibility? Turning Mustang into Dinosaur City, a Jurassic Park-style theme park filled with massive animatronic dinosaurs. Another idea, a full-blown horror town. Since Cuban also owns a horror entertainment company, if Cuban does go the horror route with Mustang, he's already got the company to pull it off. He invested $2 million into 1031 Productions, a company that specializes in immersive horror experiences. They've built haunted hayrides in LA and New York, horror campouts, and even a full-on ghost ship event. Cuban could turn any property, including an entire town, into a terrifying horror wonderland. Mark Cuban also bought a race, not a car race, a rugged maniac obstacle race. Think of it as a 5K with 25 intense obstacles. We're talking giant slides, uphill zip lines, fire pits, mud crawls, and claustrophobic tunnels. He dropped $1.7 million on it after seeing it on Shark Tank. It's like American Ninja Warrior meets Fear Factor, except you pay to enter. You know you're rich when you buy a mansion and let your friends live there for free. Cuban owns a luxury home in the Cayman Islands, but he rarely visits. Instead, he just lets his buddy crash there rent-free, and that's not his only vacation pad. His Laguna Beach vacation home is the stuff of dreams. It's worth around $19 million and features entire glass walls that open up to reveal an oceanfront view. There's a private pool, access to concierge service, and even room service. Just like a 5-star hotel, but it's still not his favorite. That title goes to his main Dallas mansion, a luxurious fortress he bought without even stepping inside.
Mark called me and said, you can buy it right now, but you have to let me know today. I'd never seen the house. I saw some pictures. Had never been there. I was like, yeah, I'm a billionaire.
The mansion features a massive walk-in closet packed with rare sneakers like Air Jordans, World Champ Dunks, and the classic Air Force Ones. There's a private basketball court, a huge backyard, a guest house, and even a home movie theater. Inside, there's a grand piano, several bars, a wine cellar, and an ultra-modern office where Cuban handles his business. It's his favorite room, where the billionaire magic happens. Cuban's also made some wild party investments. One of them, Beatbox, a boxed wine company that looks like a boombox and tastes like a fruity cocktail. He dropped $1 million into it, and it's now one of the best-selling party wines out there. He also spent $650,000 on light-up gloves made for raves. These gloves flash to music and are designed to enhance light shows, especially for enhanced partygoers. Of course, one of Cuban's most famous purchases is the Dallas Mavericks. He bought the team in 2000 for $285 million. At the time, they were struggling, losing money in games, but Cuban turned it all around. While their esports venture didn't quite work out, the team eventually won an NBA title, and their value skyrocketed.
There is nothing better about owning a team than being able to run out on the court on a game-winning shot.
Today, the Mavericks are worth $3.8 billion. Cuban has since sold majority ownership, but don't worry, he still kept one key part. When the Mavs weren't profitable, Cuban still paid out of pocket to buy the team a Boeing 757 jet. The plane has oversized seats for 7-foot-tall players, a bar, a dining area, and everything the team needs to fly in style. Remember that American Airlines ticket? Cuban eventually upgraded to his own jet. He bought a Gulfstream G550 in 1999 for $40 million and did it all online. Back then, buying anything over $100 online was risky, but Cuban bought a private jet. He even emailed the company to request a test flight.
First thing I bought, Gulfstream G5. Now, I didn't just buy it. I'm a tech guy. I go online and I'm like looking up Gulfstream G5, email the guy and I'm like, can I do a test flight? First time I'd ever been on a private plane.
Cuban also bought a fully customized Boeing 767 for $100 million. It's a floating luxury palace with every amenity a billionaire could want. When you're this rich, some purchases are just for the flex, but not all of Cuban's big buys are for himself. One of his most impactful investments is Cost Plus Drugs, a company he co-founded to bring affordable medications to everyone. Traditional drug companies charge thousands for medicine people need. Cuban said no more. His company cuts out the middleman and sells medicine with just a 15% markup. The result? Life-saving drugs for 50 to 90% less. Smash that like button if you learned something wild about Mark Cuban, and hit subscribe for more billionaire breakdowns